What a Super Sunday, team. What a Super Sunday. Starting it off in Scotland at Tynecastle Park, and it was a hell of a game. And those Scottish games have been fantastic this season. They really, really have been, and it's obviously been a bit of a magical fairy tale story, and it continues on, and it's not finished yet. And I think that's obviously helped with it and everything, but you're just another great game at Tynecastle, another fantastic atmosphere. For anyone that's been there knows the stadium. It's tight, it's compact, it's a real football stadium. You know, the fans are right on the pitch. There's none of this big gap in between them. And Hearts, the game starts off, I think Celtic are maybe kind of, a bit better in that first maybe 15 minutes-ish or so. I'm not saying that it was like obviously better or anything like that, but they're maybe a bit better. Hearts were a bit nervy, couldn't quite get the ball down, couldn't quite get it going and do what they wanted to do. There was a lot of long balls up top and just weren't able to hold it up and everything like that with Kabore, but after that, Hearts really just came into it, and Celtic get the goal from the free kick. It's a silly foul, really, from a Hearts point of view. There's no need to pull him back there. It is a really silly foul, and it's a little bit of moment of magic from Nygren, who's a top goal scorer, tied top goal scorer at the moment in the season for Celtic. And you just think, is it going to be that day? But it never felt like it, did it? It never felt like it. And look, I think Hearts are going to come out of this game with even more belief that they can go on and do this, even though I do think, with how the game goes, it probably is 2 points dropped for them, and Rangers close the gap down to 4. But Hearts come out of this game still with the belief and still with the momentum for me. I mean, there's chance after chance. Braga has that one where he gets in and he does the right thing. He tries to go back across goal and he just doesn't quite get enough on it, and it's an easy save for Schmeichel. Kizadiris has 2 or 3 that are just, he's got to score them. He's got to score them. And, you could say, if Shanklin was in there, of course he probably would have buried them, but you don't have him, and you didn't have Cammy Devlin. And I thought Leonard was absolutely fantastic in the middle of the park. I mean, that's a big, big ask for that boy to come in on Thursday or Friday, probably have a training session, maybe 2 tops, if that, and go into that game against Celtic, the reigning champions, and just to say, look, like, this is it. It's a big title race game. Like, we can't afford to, have passengers and all that stuff out there. And he was amazing. He really grew into the game. I thought I said it in a positive way about the 50th minute-ish or so. I said, you've not noticed him in the game, and I didn't mean that in a bad way. Like, he hasn't done anything bad. He was doing the simple things. He was getting his foot on the ball. He was playing it. Mcinness says that in his press conference after the game. He was around every single second ball. That's another great piece of business for Hearts, and obviously they need that with Cammy Devlin out there. But yeah, Hearts should win that game. At the end of the day, it finishes 2-2. It really should have been 3 or 4-2 to Hearts with the chances that they had. And I said, looking ahead to this game on Thursday, I really think that Hearts' style of play is this belief, this togetherness, just his willingness to just continue to go and recognizing the moment you're in and using the crowd. Kizadiris does that very, very early on when he tries to get a 1v1 and he doesn't, and he looks at the crowd and he gets them going and he cups his ear, I think, a little bit to kind of get them to be louder. And it's all these basic things, and I think they're the special things. I think they're the things that make football tick. I think they're the things that make a football team tick. And I think if you want to do something special like split the Old Firm, you have to almost go about it that way. I don't think you're ever going to come and beat them by playing this style of football. I think if you look like Motherwell, they obviously play great football, and absolute credit to them. We all love to see it. They play better football than Hearts play, right? But I don't think they have that same magic to them that Mcinness has brought through to Hearts. So really, really impressive. I think Celtic, time wasting and everything like that at the end, going down to 10 men, which I'll get onto in a second with the red cards. Celtic never get red cards, but I love that. You play the narrative, you play the media game a little bit, as long as you're clever playing it, and it's absolutely spot on. And I think Celtic, were trying to get out there at the point they knew they were really up against it. They knew they were. And Martin O'Neill's done a good job there, and they'll continue to get majority of wins in there. But I think that Celtic team's going to drop points. I do. I think that Celtic team is going to drop more points than this Hearts team. I just think that they look already like they're running out of steam. And it'll depend on, any signings that come in, before the window closes. That obviously has an impact and changes the direction of travel and momentum and everything. But yeah, just overall, they were happy to get out with that, Celtic. They were. And with regards to the red card, on my group chat, I seem to be the only one that thought it wasn't a red card. I thought yellow was fair. I watched it with Matthew, my brother, and I watched it with my Uncle Glenn. He's big Hearts, and we all said, pretty unanimously it was a yellow card. I thought that was a fair decision, and all the boys in the group chat, they were like baffled that I thought that, and then you kind of second guess yourself. But I've watched it back, and I'm like, I think he spun him, and I think the other defender's probably going to help cover for him, or I think the image looks like there's enough cover for him, and I think the ball's going a little bit wide of kind of the box. I don't think it's going directly to the goal. So yeah, for me it was a yellow card. But and listen, look, I'm the one here that wants to see the old firm broken. I want to see a story. I want to see Hearts, who I've got family members, support Hearts and everything like that. Like I'm here to see the old firm thing get broken, right? Absolutely. But yeah, I just thought it was a yellow card. I didn't think it was a red card, but they get it, and fair enough. And sometimes they go for you, and it's a debatable one. And that obviously changes the course of the game. But yeah, really, really good. Loved watching that game. I think Hearts will still come out of it bouncing. I think just a quick look online before coming and record this, the fans are almost a bit like, come on then, let's dig in there. I think losing, not having the Shankland and Devlin and Benigamy in there, and Hearts showing that they can still go and do something. And again, it's that style of management. It's like, it doesn't really matter who we're missing. We do the same thing. And you do it to the best of your ability. And I just want you to go out there and work hard and give 100%. And yeah, you love to see it. I think Mcinness is just top notch. I really, really do. And let me know out there, Rangers fans and stuff. I was asking Greg and Ali this, but like, why did Rangers not go for him? He seems to me like absolutely just the type of guy that if he was at Rangers would be a very long-serving manager. And I think if Rangers had got him a while back, when they did kind of seem like they were interested for him, I think he would still be there. He just strikes me as a guy that would be a very consistent, good manager for Rangers, and, winning a lot of titles and stuff like that. And I know Rangers have had their issues off the pitch, so maybe that's one of the reasons. But let me know, because I think he's just seems so obvious to me. He's like, I think he's I think he's the best manager in the league. I do. I mean, we'll see. Martin O'Neill's obviously a kind of legend of the game in that sense, and Danny Roll's new to it all. But yeah, I think he's hands down the best manager in the Scottish League, and he knows the league. So let me know about that one if you're a Rangers fan as to why that didn't happen.